So, to open, to use Google Form to design a questionnaire, the first thing to do is to access your browser by way of opening any of your browser, either Chrome, Mozilla Firefox. And for this class, I'm using Chrome. And then it is important that you are connected to the internet. Also, I said you must have a Google Mail, that's Gmail account. So already I'm signed in already, so I won't have any issue with that. If I haven't done that, we can then search for Google Form. Google Form. So searching. All right. So these are the responses. You can see we have a Google Form. So I will upload this. I guess you can see my cursor. It's my cursor here. My cursor is here. So I'll click on it. I'll click on it.
Yes.
So I'm waiting for it to open. Then we'll start the process. Since that one is not responding. So let's go to the apps for Google. Can you see these Google apps? Where my cursor is? Can you see it?
Yes.
Or you click on it. Let's click.
Yes.
Then we'll look for form. Once I see it,
Okay.
yes, where is it? Email, chat, translate, doc sheet. Okay, can you see form? You can see it here.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what we will click on. It's part of the Google Apps in your Gmail account. So I'll click on it. So it's loading now.
Okay.
Click. Immediately we click on it, it brought us here. Now we have the blank form, we have the contact information, we have the
Mm.
RSVP, party invite, t-shirt sign up. Okay. We have title forms I worked with previously, cloud. Okay. So now we'll click on blank form. Is that okay? Click on it and then we'll wait for the response. Okay. So we have it here already. Now for this, we have untitled form. But before I proceed, let me quickly explain some things around the environment. Now, this form, that is where, when you see untitled form, that's where you put the title of your research question. You know, you to put it, the title of your research question. Sorry,
Yes, I'm listening.
yeah, what do you call it? Maybe the study is to find out the impact of AI on so and so. So you can put the title here, then you put
Mental
here.
well. Mhm.
So uh, let me let's assume this is role. I'll just go ahead and put role role of AI on leadership organization on leadership organization. Okay, so this is the title of the survey. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, now if you want to add picture to this, maybe at the end you can add picture to it. For instance, to do that, use theme this time around. Look at where my cursor is. Can you see my cursor? Customize theme. Can you see my cursor?
Mhm.
Customize, click on it. So once we click, a dialog box appear by your right hand side, and then you are seeing header, question, text. Now, my emphasis is choose image. Click on choose image, and then a dialog box appear showing you different types of image. Now, if you have your own image to upload on your system, you can as well click on, you come to this upload. Look at my
Mm.
Can you see my button?
Yes.
When you click on upload,
Yes.
it's showing browse or you drag file here. So if you have any picture in mind that you want to use, you can browse the picture and put it here. Now, if you don't, maybe there's another one you have uploaded here already to load. Maybe you have any pictures here. See, it's still loading. December 6th.
I
Okay, these are different pictures here. Let's go back to our team. I want to pick from our team here. So I'm going to look for one to use. Let me select one beautiful theme and use. So I want to select this one, insert. Once you click on it, you click on insert. Insert. Then it will appear at the top before the title. Can you see my screen?
yes.
All right. Now uh
Yes.
that is that about this. The next thing is, if you look at this shape here, these tools, they have their purpose. This one here, this first one is to add questions. This one that look like it is to add questions. If you want to add question to your form, you use this. This is to import question. Probably you have questions that you want to import. You use this, and they must be in CSV form. Then this is to add title
Okay.
and description. When you have header that you want to put, you want to add header like this. Okay, this TT, that is title and description. Now, this is if you want to add image, you use this. And this, if you want to add video to your form, you use this. This is to add section, where you have section A, section B, section C. At this point, you are
Yeah.
dividing them into segments. All right. So you use this to add section to your form. Is that okay, please?
Yes. I'm trying to get it.
Okay. Should I go over it again?
Well, when I get home, I will try it somehow. But I can. You can go ahead.
Okay.
At least I can see the record. To
Okay.
will the recording will be transcribed?
Yes. I know it's not be transcribed. Just send you the link.
Okay.
The next thing here is to add question. Now, but before adding question, uh, we can decide to add section. Maybe section one, the one that is with our research question, right? That question is that question one. So I've clicked on it. Let me see where it's going to drop. Okay, it came down. I want to remove this. Now, to remove it, look at these three dots. Do you see it? I clicked on it. Then you click on delete session. Then that is all. Then I want the section to be up. That is why I deleted it. So come here. Then let's go ahead and click on this section again.
Okay.
Add section. I'll click on it. Now, uh, we now have a new section. This is it. Look at it, it's showing section 2, right? Now, what I want to put on this section 2 is the research question 1. All right, so I'll put the title here now. I guess you can see my screen.
Yes.
So This is the type 2, that is mental wellness and AI-driven organizational change leadership. Now, that is the type 2 of that section. So, the next thing we are going to be doing is to be putting questions to it. That is the questions under this heading. So, I'll paste the question here, this place. Can you see it? All right.
Yes.
Now, the next thing I will also explain is the form of options. Like, how do they answer it? Is it a continuous response, or you can only answer one? Select one option at a go. So, to do that, look at this where we have linear scale. You click on the drop down. Once you click on the drop down, we have multi-choice. Multi-choice meaning that you can only select one item, one option. Okay, all right. In website design, we said that is radio box. For radio box, you can only select just one. However, if you are using checkbox, checkbox is used for continuous variable where you can select more than one option at a time. But for a radio box, this round one, you can only select one option. So let's click on this. So you see it. Now we can now begin to write. Strongly agree, right?
Yes.
The
Yes.
second one, agreed, disagreed.
Mm-hmm.
Then we move to the next one, strongly disagreed, disagreed. Okay, now these are the options. Now, if you want to add pictures to it, fine, you can add pictures to it in line with your statement. Okay. If it is video you want to add, fine, you can add video to it. Look at the options
Mm-hmm.
here. Okay. There are some forms people say, watch this video and answer the questions that follow. So, but you have all those things there. So we have these items. Now we are done with this. To add another question, I told you are going to click on this plus add question. Can you see my cursor? Can you see my cursor, please? So you
Yes.
click on this
I'm
add questions. Now I haven't clicked on it. We will need,
coming.
let me add the second question now. This is it. We have it here. Now I'll have to change this scale to multiple choice. This, all right, because you
Mm-hmm.
can only select one option at a time. That's why I'm using multiple choice. Strongly agreed. Then move to the
Okay.
second one. Agreed. Strongly disagreed. Sorry, disagreed rather. Disagreed. Strongly disagreed. All right. So uh, we have this. All right. I said that.
Sorry, sir.
I said that if you want to get a response, a short response from your respondent, for instance, you have a questionnaire that needed them to specify any other options not listed in the options, then you can use short answer, and with that you'll be able to get a short response from them, not more than 160 words, or no, maybe 160 characters as the case may be. So it's just for very short characters. Then we have a paragraph. A paragraph is used to collect response from your respondent, where what you want them to put is in form of AC, maybe 1,000 words or 2,000 words. It can take as much as possible. Okay, so paragraph best fitting into such situations, unlike short answer. And earlier on, we said that for multiple choice, it is used when you want the individual to select just one option. So multiple choice option best fits into that. And then we have the checkbox. We said that checkbox allows your respondent to select many items at a time. And we made reference to situation whereby you're asking them to know if they have certain facilities, such as do you have monitor in your house? Do you have router? Do you have this? And then all these are listed, and then they begin to select. Yes, you have desktop. We have this under one question. So they have the privilege to select multiple, many options at a time. And then we have the drop down. The drop down options is used when you have many options and you want them to just pick. Okay, I would love to show an example with this. Let me go back and then do something here. What is the next question? Let's click on this for next question. Uh, select uh, select the AI gadgets, the AI facilities, the AI facilities, Now, automatically it puts checkbox for me because once you are selecting, you can select so many. Now, I want to change this to drop down just to explain. Now, I will now begin to list the options here so that once you get there, you see a drop down and then you can just select the options. So let's assume I have chat gpt chat gpt I have a q votes, I have grammarly. Okay, let me just stop there. So now this all these now they are in the option. So once you send it to them, they will be asked to select they'll be asked to select one options from it. Unlike them checking it, you can only select one options. Okay, so that is the implication of this.
Mhm.
So you can only say. Then there's something I also forget to say. Now if you look at the bottom of your items, you see something like required. Look at where my cursor is, something like required, right? Required means that there are some questions that are mandated. You can't
Mhm.
proceed without you answering them. All right. Why? If you check this now, for instance, required, it will be asterisk. Once your respondents are responding to this, they are mandated to fail to answer this. If they refuse, they can't proceed to the next question. Or if they haven't proceeded, for them to submit, they'll be referred back to do that. So if you come here,
Mhm.
look at it here, required. Okay. Now, if you look at every bottom of it, you can ask and look at it, it's now showing asterisk because I click on required. Now, you have opportunity to delete. If you made any mistake and you want to remove, look at this recycle bin what do you call it, icon. If you click on it, delete question, it will go. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the next thing
Yes.
let me continue with the other options I was explaining. I did this to explain drop down. Now, for the other ones, okay, for this right here, okay, we also have, I said, file upload. For file upload, situation whereby you are designing a form and you needed to collect certain document or file from your respondents. It may be pictures, maybe document file, it may be maybe MP3 or MP4 as the case may be. Now, you click on, you need to add this to it. This plugin will enable you to collect a document or files from your respondent. So that is the essence of this file upload. And then we have the linear scale. It helps you to prepare questions in form of linear, in form of scale. Okay, I'd love to do one example before we proceed again. Let's click on this plus sign. Okay, and then here we have,
Okay.
let's assume we have an age. Okay, then let's come here, click on linear scale. Okay, you can see we have 1 to 5. Let's assume is it 1
Okay.
to 5 now? Let's see if I can change. Okay, 1 to 5. Okay. Is it the scale? Is it 1 to 5 scale I want to use, or let's assume I want to use a 1 to 3 scale? Okay. Now I can now write here. That is the label.
Mm.
Uh, that is age 18 to 25. 18 to 25. The next one,
Okay.
26 to 35. Okay. 1 to 3. Let's change this to, so I can give me this one. Okay. I needed more. You see what it's doing for me. Since I say 1 to 3, it just gave me just two. Let me see if I can change this. I can change this. Okay, so now for this scale, the 0 to 4, you have the first and you have just two category. For 0, it is low. For 4, it is high.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you have a questions that deals with you having such kind of range, maybe let me use, is it thermometer that have this kind of scale, 0 degrees centigrade, 37 degrees centigrade, or just two range like that, then you can use this. Okay, doesn't really fit into age. All right, now let me explain other ones. We have the ratings. You want, okay, ask them rate this thing, rate our service, then they will give you asterisks. Then multi-choice grid. Now it's the same thing with this. When you want your multi-choice, the arrangement, you want it to be in form of grid. Okay, now you will select that. Let me go and work on the other one, this one. Okay, look at this. Let's put it in multi-choice grid. This is it. Okay, you can see it, right? Can you see my screen? So
Yes.
the role is only the column
Yes.
that we have this. The row 1 we have this. That is row 1. Then the column. So it arranges when you want to in form of grid. Your options, let it be in form of grid. One row and column, row and column. So you can, the same thing is applicable for your these other ones to multi-choice, checkbox grid. It arranges it in form of grids. Then in case you want to also insert dates,
Mm.
maybe okay, enter your date of birth, enter the date where you enter school, or enter the date whereby you are being employed. You can use these options. You see it? So once they click
Yeah.
on it, they are being asked to select the year, the month, and the date in which they either you are checking for date of employment or date where they were admitted into school, depending on what you are trying to achieve. Do you understand me, please? All right.
Mm.
So
Yes.
these are the options to collect responses from your respondent. And I said it earlier on that in case it is video you want to use, the facility, Google Form allow you to be able to add video to it. You can add, this is a video tab, you can add video to it. With this picture, okay, study this picture and answer the questions that follow. The same thing, you can add pictures and ask questions, okay? And maybe you put options and then they answer it. Is that okay? Now you can also use it to design question for your students where you put your question, maybe checkbox, or you want them to type, and then you send it to them. They will fill it, and then you get your response. Okay. So like for after that, that's what we are using to design the question for this class. After the training, we design the question, we send, then they fill, we see the assessment, and we check those who pass and those who could not meet the cutoff mark. So you can use it for such. So I believe you can navigate the environment now. Now, for having done designing your questionnaire, let's return this to where it's supposed to be. This multi-choice, no longer Greek. All right. Then you can check, for instance, you have shared it, and then you want to see the responses. You click on responses. Okay. Now, if anybody has
Mm-hmm.
answered, fill the questionnaire, you will see it here. 1, 2, 3. As you're answering it in real time, it will be showing here. Okay. and then you click
Yes.
download the responses. Okay, you can download, look at it. If you can see my screen here, you see download responses in CSV form. Okay, you
Yes.
can download it in CIS in Excel. That is, this CSV means comma separated value. So you can download it. Then another thing I love with this Google form is as they are filling it below this place, this second place, the section, you'll be seeing the chart. It will be designing charts for you, either pie chart, bar chart, as anyone that fit into your data. It will design the chart and it design it based on items too, just like the way your essay said, you work based on items. So it designs it based on items. So you see the chart here, and you can as well download your chart too, and then you can further interpret. Is that okay?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Now the next thing is to show you what happened in settings. Now, if you are designing this form for questionnaire purposes, meaning that you must have show the mark for every question, sorry, for assessment rather. You are designing your form
Mm.
for assessment. Maybe you want to give your student test or so. Then as you are entering the questions, you tell them, okay, oh, the mark for this is so, 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 and so. So like here, you say assign point value, set answer, automatically provide feedback. If you check on this box, it's meaning that you assign point value for every question. Oh, this question carry 4 mark. If you get it correctly, you have 4 mark. So then if you want the student to see their grade immediately they finish submission, you check on this box. If you do not want it to see for them to see their score after filling the after attending the assessment, okay, then you click on letter after manual review. Is that okay?
Yes.
Then correspondence settings, miss question, they can see miss questions. If you can uncheck anyone you don't want. Correct answers, if you want them to see it, fine. Then global quiz default, by default is putting 2 marks, 2 marks per point. So you can change. And then responses, how are responses collected and protected? Then you have the settings here. So if you want to get their email address compulsorily, you can come here and then change this to responder inputs. Then they put in their email. It means that for them to attend to the questionnaire or the assessment, they must put in their email address. Then here, if you want to send the responder a copy of their response automatically without you doing it, then you can on this place, you click on it here, you
Mm-hmm.
click on this drop down. Let me change this so that I can responder input. Okay, you must change that. Then you click on always. Always means that once they finish, it will go into their email. They will get a copy of their response. Okay, then allow response editing. If you want them to edit their response after submission, if you check on it, fine. But if it's off, meaning that they cannot edit their responses after submission. Okay, then limit to, look at it, you can limit it to one response, that is email. One email can only respond at a time. So if you check on this box, meaning that if you have one, your email can only feed this form one time. You cannot log in to say you want to answer it again. If you're using it for assessment, meaning that you cannot use that same email to attempt the assessment again once you have done it before. Okay, so you check on this to do that. And then let's move on. Presentation. Manage how the form and responses are presented. How do you want it to be presented? Now you come here, you click on the drop down. Now, if you want to show progress bar, if you have seen certain questions, there are so many items that are like 100, or if it's assigned like 50. Now, you can show a progress bar. Now, it will be showing that you are on question 1, you're on question 2, you're on question 3 at below the sheet. You'll be seeing it, the page rather. As you are moving on, you'll be seeing your progress. It can even be moving like a flute. Okay. Now, if it is
Mm.
assessment, you can click on shuffle questions. You're using it for assessment purposes. So,
Mm.
meaning that if you somebody, maybe your colleague give you exams and his own number one maybe number 50 of another person. Okay, so the software, the system automatically shuffle your questions to the respondent. This is better for assessment, not for questionnaire. Okay. So if you're using it for assessment, don't shuffle question for them. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So then confirmation message. If you want them to receive confirmation message that, oh, you have your assessment, you can edit and say, oh, thank you for filling this form. That is where you put it. Like, here is your response has been recorded. That's what we have here. But you can edit it and put in your own message so that once they are done, they'll receive a confirmatory message that they have finally or successfully submitted, or they have successfully completed their exams, or as the case may be. Okay. Then the next one here, we have
Mm-hmm.
show link to submit another response. Now we don't need, since you have limited it to one response, so you don't need to tell them to submit another response. Then view results summary. You can share results summary with your respondent. Guys, if we check on this now, they can see
Mm.
the results. We check on the box, then disable auto save for respondents. So if you don't want the your respondent to auto save maybe the assessment or the stuff, you can click on this. They won't be able to auto save your content. You look at it, say respondent will lose their progress if their browser closes or refreshes. That is the implication. For instance, if they have network issues or their phone went off and they want to start again, they will start from the beginning. They cannot start from where they stop. That is the implication. Okay, because your system have the phone, your our device have what we call cache that helps us to track and save some things for us. So then by default, settings apply to this sum and new forms. That is forms default. So that is do not collect email, then questions defaults like that. So now that is what we do here basically at your settings. So before you send your form, you must go to your settings and edit whatsoever you need to edit before sending the form. Now, there are some instances that you feel like adding another editor, somebody. Maybe you want somebody else to be having access to the back end, because for now, if you are the creator, you are the only one who have access to the back end. The other people cannot access this back end. They can only feed the question. So,
Yeah.
but you want to add another person to
Mm-hmm.
it. Can you see where my cursor is here? Something that looks like a passport with a plus.
Okay.
So you click on it. So once you click on, let's wait for it to load. Now it has loaded.
Yes.
We want to, if you look at, we have general access, editor view. Look at editor view.
Mm-hmm.
What you see is editor is restricted, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now we can change this. Click on this and put, we can put anyone with the link can edit. If you want anybody with link to edit it, fine. You once you click on this, anybody that have access to this can edit it.
The
Yes,
link. Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Now, uh, if then let's look at the response. With next one, we have responder view. Responder view is those who will respond. The settings here is anyone with a
Mm-hmm.
link. Now you can, if you want to change it, then if you put it on restricted, meaning that even though you have the link, you cannot access it. Okay, so but
Yes.
the default for it is anyone with a link can access it. So anybody that have the link,
Sorry. Uh, can I ask a
okay, we need to
question
add an
here?
editor to this. Do you understand? You see, immediately I click
Yes.
on this, it showed add people, groups, calendar, and it's showing different email editors, different emails. So let me add
Mm.
another email. Okay, this is the mail. Okay, can you see it now? Okay,
Mm.
now the row assigned to this email is showing responder, but I'm not giving this mail responder. I want this person to be an editor. Okay, so I'll click
Mm-hmm.
on this drop down, then I'll click on editor. Do you see it? Then,
Okay.
if you are to
Okay.
send a message,
Yes.
you have been added, or you have been added as an editor. That is all. Then I'll send. So once I click on send, this individual will receive the mail, and the individual can then click on it to access it as an editor now, not as a not as an responder, but as an editor.
Yeah, I get
Okay.
it.
So now, once you have done that, the next thing to do is to publish. Let's click on this publish and see how it is before I shorten the code. You see it? So anyone with the link can
Mm.
uh, can respond. Now the link, like anyone with the link can respond with it. Okay. So
Mhm.
publish. Okay. Now you can also stop, and you can also stop accepting responses when you are done. Do you understand? Now,
Okay.
there's some form you want to fill. You say, no, this form no longer accepts a response again. Okay, so
Information,
now
yes.
let's assume you
Mm.
are done. You can come here and click on this box here. You uncheck it, meaning that nobody can send it. Once you, even though you have the link, you can't fill it again. Do you understand?
I guess,
Okay,
yes.
that is the implication
Mm.
with it. Now, the next thing is, how do you get your link? You click on this. This is where I clicked. So once you click on
Yes.
it, your link appears here. Then you click on shorten URL.
Mm.
Check on that box, shorten URL. Have you seen it? It's now shorting, right? Okay, then
Mm.
you can copy this. So once you copy your URL, then you can send. If you are sending it on this one, I did is just I want to send to WhatsApp. If you are sending on email too, the same thing. You just send share via mail. But since I want to send via WhatsApp, then okay. So I pasted the code on this the WhatsApp. Then let's assume I want to write some things before oh, that's gone. Okay, let me do some things. Kindly fill this form. It is solely for research purposes. Okay, then
Mm.
can then paste this. Let's see if this will go. All right. So if you have any sentence, any message to communicate to your people so that they will not be asking, what type of form is this now? What is this? You have to type in the message first, then before you will now put in the form address. So once there is team image on your Google form, you will see it automatic. Can you see my environment, please? You see
Mm.
that the theme I used on my Google form is showing, right? Okay, so
Yes.
if you remove that theme, you will not see this image. Oh, it will just be pure this link. This one will not, it will not, you will not see any image around there. So, but if you put the image and then you write your sentence, sorry, before you put the link, you write message like you are soliciting for them, or you are telling them the purpose of the research. Then you can then put the link, and then it will appear, and then you can send. And as you are sending, they'll be seeing it and they'll be filling the form. All right, so if you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe and ensure you follow our content. See you same time and same video.